CREST, Bangalore, participants in this short course on respect for the master. I have been with you since yesterday and I have been watching your activities, participated also marginally in your discussions, and today the topic is love and discipline, the two sides of the same coin. This is the subject given to me. Love is the subject discussed often at all levels in sadhana. Because love is spirituality, spirituality is love. Once Master defined spirituality as spirituality is love without fear or favor. The qualification is very important. Without fear or favor. Very often our love of God is based on fear in religions. And very often we carry that fear also into sadhana, fear of the master. So how to convert this fear into love, transmute it from a state of fear into a state of love, abandonment of oneself, surrender, faith, trust, all these things Babaji has written about. In reality at dawn, Charity has spent hours and hours explaining these concepts of love, but love cannot be actually explained. Love can be seen as many things. Because if God is love, we cannot see love. If Master is love, we cannot see it. You know, Master. But we have to see the manifestations. And what are the manifestations? From a loving person, what do we receive? Love, attention, care, protection, commitment, acceptance without finding fault, forgiveness, service to all and sundry without looking at the deservingness, sacrifice, not thinking about oneself while giving love, not showing any expectations from us in return, not only forgiving but also totally forgetful of our faults, transgressions, infringements of the law, divine laws. So if God is love and Master is love, there is no difference. Once Master was talking to some Catholic nuns in their convent in Coimbatore, and there was this question, you see, about Master. They are people who believe Jesus is the only Master. Salvation is only through Jesus. So, Master at that time expanded on the idea of Master. He referred to the Guru Parampara, the same word he used, Guru Parampara, succession of Masters. And also how a Master is made. He said, the one who is fit to take over the work, responsibilities of the Master is prepared by the Master, completely cleaned by the Master. So not even a little particle of grossness remains in him. When total emptiness and vacuum is achieved in that person, then he becomes love. Like God is love, he becomes love. He no longer loves. He made it very clear. So nobody can say Master loves me in that sense. There is no exclusivity about that love. That love is about the sun shining on all of us indiscriminately, without any preference. Good man, bad man, ugly man, criminal, saint, everybody gets the same sunshine. Master is like that. So his love does not discriminate. His love is not partial. It has no likes and dislikes. Many of us used to think that Master liked some of us, Master did not like some of us. One day he was telling us, I do, at the human level, I do have some likes and dislikes. I like some people, I don't like some people. but I do not permit it to go deep within. So that kind of a thing we also have to develop. We may all have likes and dislikes. The Facebook, we put like, dislike, routinely. Routinely we may have likes, preferences, but deep within, nothing. That vacuum we have to achieve within. So when we have achieved the vacuum, then automatically it is a state of love. So that is what Master was and Master is. He becomes love. So if we think that Master prefers some people, Master loves some people more than others, it is our thinking, our impression, our projection of our own, prejudices. Thinking of him as similar to us. I have likes and dislikes. I have favoritisms. I hate certain things, certain people. If so, Master also should be doing that. So we judge Master. But Master was beyond all that, and he repeatedly exhibited this in his dealings with people. He was not finding fault with anybody. He used to correct. But his correction was a healthy correction, because it proceeded from the love that he was. So even when he seemed to be angry, upset, he berated some people for doing something wrong, incorrectly, inefficiently, having been careless, having caused discomfort, inconvenience to other people, etc., etc. I could see that it is like your child, your little baby shouting in anger. It looks so beautiful. Because there is no motive. You start enjoying it. So I started enjoying this. One day I told him, your anger has got a curative effect. And he said, he was very pleased. He said, yes, that is true. Curative effect. That was the kind of correction, you see. Not exaggerating the problem, not aggravating the problem, not allowing to live with your hurt ego or hurt feelings. No, he would not allow that. He would not, he would prevent anything going deep within your heart to injure or hurt your feelings. In fact, you started enjoying it when he was shouting at you. It's like a little child, shouting. We all enjoyed that shouting, corrections, but we had to take it seriously also. Very often when he shouted, etc., I used to laugh. He used to admonish me every time. Durai, I am serious. Don't be flippant. For me, everything he said was a joke. But he would urge me to take it seriously. So that kind of a person, who wanted to correct you but did not, shoot any arrows into your heart to give you a feeling of guilt. So he was the ultimate in not merely forgiveness, in not seeing the faults at all. He saw only the potential in every human being. Inside he saw himself, and he wanted to bring himself out of us, to realize, to manifest, to project that potential Master who was within us. So that is the subject that came up yesterday also, that Master Babuji talked about making masters, not disciples. It's a very revolutionary thing in Sahaj Marg. Jesus Christ and the Buddha and Kabir and others wanted us to become pure, holy, conscious of our responsibility towards others, etc., etc. Here this was a total approach. Our masters want to make masters of us. Total concept. Just like these days you have total malls, total environment, apartments, total, everything total. In spirituality, Sahaj Marg is the total concept. Body, mind, soul, worldly life, spiritual life, heavenly life, brighter world, all integrated into one. And the prime example of that integration is the master. And the master wants to reproduce himself. Gone are the days when one master wanted one disciple to continue the tradition, the parampara, the transmission of the values, the spirituality, etc. Today they want to reproduce. The time has come when all interested persons, aspirants, can avail of the opportunity to become like him. Not to become him, because Master always used to say, there can be only one master at a time. So there is the possibility of reflecting him. Just like the sun can be reflected in pools of water, in droplets of water. See? Everywhere the sun can be totally reflected. So our hearts have to reflect the Master, and that reflection is only through his love. He is transmitting his love into our hearts. And when we recognize that it comes from him all the time, not only in sittings, that we are connected with him all the time, then the possibility of reflecting him increases day by day. Today one sister asked me to give a sitting, individual sitting. I said every sitting is given by Master, not the preceptor. It will be foolish of the abhyasis as well as the preceptors to think that the preceptor is giving the sitting. Chariji often emphasizes that no sitting can take place without the Master's presence. So this old idea of, I think Babuji's time, this sort of thing was there, this preceptor is better than that preceptor. He gives better sittings than other preceptors, this kind of a thing. So they used to create their own saints among the preceptors and go to them for sittings. This was an idolatry about which Chariji Maharaj wrote an article in one of our souvenirs in 1970s. It was republished also in Constant Remembrance later on. The idolatry that we create by admiring, by praising, worshipping lesser mortals. So if we find anyone reflecting the Master, doing the Master's work, be thankful to the Master for having done the work on him, even creating a successor like him. Praise him. Master used to express his anxiety. Babuji's greatest anxiety was to create someone like him before his passing away. He had hopes about many people, but somehow they did not measure up. Some of them passed away, and he was desperate, and he was happy when Chariji went to him. He told Chariji also, I was quite depressed about this issue, and I have been reassured when you came to me. So that is all about the Master making one Master, but he also wants to make us masters. Masters of our spiritual destiny, masters of this life, material life, masters of our spiritual life, masters of our faculties, masters of our mind, masters of our relationships, everything. So the charter is very big. It is quite discouraging. It can put off people who feel very small, very humble. All of us are. But that is the challenge. Is that if I made it, you can also make it. Chariji often used to point out that till the Everest was climbed, it was inaccessible, considered to be inaccessible. 1952 or 53 or somewhere, two people climbed, one Nepali and one New Zealander. And then you must see how many people have climbed the mountain, Everest. So it all takes one person to find the way, and then the others to follow him. So are we following him? If we want to follow him, we must first develop love in our hearts. The other day, Kamlesh TS, we talked about our transactional relationship with Master. Expectations. You give me this, you give me that. Grant me this request, grant me this prayer, grant me this wish. Grant me spiritual elevation, in the sense, my condition, progress from one point to the other. It becomes transaction with the Master. I will love you, I will obey you, provided you do these things for me. Lena Dena, Chariji used to say. We should have no Lena Dena, we should have only Dena. So we cannot have a relationship with Master, then he cannot make us like him. See, the total impact that the Master had on us was that his love had no limits. His love did not make him think of himself, his health, his rest. It made him devote all his time for our welfare. He kept us in his heart all the time and looked after us as a mother looks after a little baby. Wherever we were, separated by time and place, he was with us. His presence was with us and is with us. Then we should be like the child, totally dependent and not even aware of that dependence. Totally handing over ourselves into his hands. Let him look after us as we do our sadhana, our duties, spiritual, social, familial, official, professional, whatever. All duties have to be done. And all consequences will have to be faced in this life, because this life is not easy. To quote Chariji again, life is not easy, he used to say. Whenever we went to him with some problems in our professional life or family life or whatever, he would say, life is not easy. And then come out with stories of his problems and miseries and difficulties and challenges and opposition in his life, personal life. So that will look so Himalayan, your troubles will vanish. So he always counted himself out. His personal concerns were never in front of him, and he focused on his responsibilities. That is the mark of true love. Responsibilities. To the very end of our lives. Not only this life, but eternal life. Even after this mortal life, the Master looks after us. So it is a thorough 100% commitment to the individual soul. Master knows best how we have evolved, how many lives we have had, incarnations, what kind of problems, inner problems we have had, how we have surmounted many things, evolved further and further. And when we were fit for the Master, he physically appeared in our lives. So it is not just a short story, it is a long story of many incarnations. And finally we arrive at the stage when the suitable Master to take us across this ocean of samsara appears before us. As it is said, when the disciple is ready, the Master appears before him. So it's not for nothing, it's not an accident that we have come into Sahaj Marg. As they say biblically, it is a covenant made with the Master. It is a commitment made by Master that he will take care of us. Who is this Master? It is God himself. He wants his children back. And he appears as the Master, living Master, in human form, to take us back to himself. And therefore we say, thou art the real God. And it's not possible to follow him, to hold his hand, to to obey Him, to accept all good and bad things He gives in this life for our evolution, unless we develop love for Him. He used to emphasize, not only he, Chariji, Babuji, Kamaleshji, all the masters have emphasized. Even Jesus Christ has emphasized constant remembrance, different words now. Jesus Christ said, he was again quoting from the old scriptures of Judaism. Love Him, love God, with all your mind, with all your heart, and with all your soul. The kind of love. All your mind, all your heart, all your soul, that kind of love. Because He loves us with all His mind, with all His heart, with all His soul. We have to reciprocate. And the reciprocity happens through remembrance. So Babaji Maharaj taught us remembrance. Chariji explained it in another way. See, it is very easy to love the people or things that we love. Very easy to remember them. If you go on tour, you will remember your wife, your children at home. See? You will take up the phone and talk to them. Nowadays the phone is very handy. Remembrance comes when you love the people. But here, you are face to face with a master you don't know. You have not understood the real master in him. How to love him? He comes with a different personality every time. Chehra badalte rehta hai, as that beautiful song says. How to love him? The master said, you reverse the equation. Keep on remembering, then love will awaken in your heart. As Babaji said, do it artificially in the beginning. Bring up the thought of master. The master is leaving home, master is going to the office, master is going into the kitchen, preparing things, master is going to sleep, master is going to meditate, etc., etc. Whatever we do, master is watching a movie on the TV, master is entering into the theatre, shopping complex, wherever we are, the master. It might be artificial in the beginning, but slowly it creates love in our hearts. The greatest attraction, the greatest attachment, the greatest desire, the greatest wish, ambition, goal is for attaining Him, uniting with Him. And that is enabled by the simple process of remembrance. There was a Catholic nun, Master knew in 1985-86, I was in Bangalore. I used to bring a lot of Catholic people into the system. And on a visit to Bangalore, I introduced that sister along with some other sisters and priests. Master started focusing on the sister. She came for lunch to our house. Immediately after lunch, Master said, I will give you a sitting. He gave an individual sitting to her. And later, we arranged a visit to her convent. And Master went there, spent considerable time with her and with the unwed mothers who were being looked after there. Unwed mothers, their children. And he was quite happy in their midst. He gave a sitting and he talked to those mothers also. But later, I went to Delhi and then the connection broke. This sister went away from Bangalore. For 20 years we did not hear about her. 20 years later, 3 years back, Master was staying in Paramdam, next to Paramdam, and the sister came. She said, I heard that mommy passed away, your brother also passed away, I wanted to convey my condolences, etc., etc. Master was very happy. She She was sitting in front of him whole day. Master was talking about Christianity. He used to do that with all Christian people. He used to talk only about Christianity, Jesus Christ, the gospel, the teachings, etc. His own association with the Christian churches, his master and he had gone to a nunnery in Paris, not in Paris, somewhere in France, spent a night there, conducted satsang for those sisters, etc. All those memories would come, surging forward, and he went on talking. I could imagine that he was working on them while talking continuously. And the next morning, he said, "Why don't you take up master's work?" She was a little doubtful. She had not entertained that idea. Then master said, "You go out, have a discussion with Durai, then you come back and tell me." So we went out and had a discussion, came back, and she said yes. With one sitting, master made a reception. And the day she departed, I asked Master, 20 years she had gone away. And now when she comes back, you make her a preceptor? Master smiled and said, "You are with a very happy face, very joyous face," he said. She remembered and came back. Remembered. Then I understood. It is remembrance. That is the ultimate thing. That remembrance must have been subconscious all the 20 years. It has surfaced. Once the master has touched the aspirant's heart, it will lie low maybe because we have deviated, followed our own fancies. But it will never die down. As Babaji Maharaj said, anyone who has taken even a single sitting from me is bound to come back in this life or in some other life. The seeds are planted and they have to germinate. And masters are very patient. They don't expect results overnight. They are patient, they wait. So love is patient, love waits. Love is not in a hurry, doesn't want to force the pace, doesn't want to compel, doesn't want to enslave or enchain people. It doesn't create a sense of obligation. Love sets you free to do anything that you want. That can be only godly love. He created us, gave us the power of His will, the power of His mind, and set us free to think whatever we like to think, to do whatever we like to do. But He also left the responsibility on us for the results and consequences of our thoughts and actions. So Master used to say, there is no God sitting above rewarding you with good things or punishing you with some bad experiences. You are rewarding yourself, you are punishing yourself with your thoughts and your actions. He has only given you His power, the power of thought, the power of the mind, because of His great love. He didn't want to make us morons. He didn't want to make us imbeciles. He gave a very powerful mind, potent mind. Now this mind, according to our masters, is to be used to go back home, not to go downhill into the hell. That is her mark, to reassert the primacy of the human will. Once I told you also about this. Once Master was sitting in his brother's house in Bangalore. I was a new guest, hardly about a year. I heard about his arrival and went to his house in the evening, and Master, among other things, mentioned, we are going to have a small function in Tanjavur. It was called Founders' Day. That was the first Founders' Day that he organized. Before that, he was himself a little adrift because nobody recognized him as master. Very few people. So he wanted to bring together the flock once again, reassemble, and to create opportunities and platforms for such reunions. He chose the medium of Founders' Day celebration. Small places, Tanjavur, Salem, Madurai, Nellore, Bangalore, Mysore, like that, several places. So the first one was end of 1984, Punjab. I had never heard about any Founders' Day celebration, Bandaras, the word was not there. It did not exist. Sunday satsang also I was not going. I was only practicing regularly at home and taking individual sittings from a preceptor. So here is a master who said, please come to Tanjavur. I had never dreamt of traveling for a spiritual purpose to a far off place. So I wanted to evade the issue. I told Master, God willing, I will come. Master immediately retorted. He said, my master used to say, your will is more important than God's will. So that is the essence of Sahaj Marg.
Mobile inside it.
क्या हुआ?
Mobile inside the pocket is buzzing.
It is interfering.
Yes.
Oh. I will switch it off. Sorry, you should have told me in the beginning. So all that I talked has not been heard. It has been heard. Yesterday I was a little desperate when Brother Nagaraj was talking, because only 50% I could hear. Off. Okay? Off. You know, even in talking, there should not be any vagary. When we are addressing a group, an assembly, voice must be even. There should not be sudden dips, whispers, stage whispers, whispering to oneself and all that. Direct, address the audience. The last man should hear. That's what Master told me. The last man should hear clearly. Are you able to hear?
Yes.
Otherwise, there is no point in your talking. Now, yesterday I noticed even the mic was not helpful because you are not holding it properly. Even here, Master had to give us instructions. Hold the mic properly and speak into the mic. Into the mic, he used to emphasize. And when they, yesterday I noticed some people, they are removing the phone from the mouth. And those parts we could not hear. Only the singers I noticed in some channels, they move the mic like this whenever they want to take a breath. Because the breathing sound will come into the song. So they move the mic away. But none of you is a singer. Hold it constantly. Constantly remember to hold the mic close to your mouth so everybody can hear. Communication, these are all very basic things Master used to notice and comment. He used to comment almost everywhere about the condition, the state of our microphone system, the PA systems. Invariably they used to fail. And every few minutes somebody will have to come and tinker with the microphone, set something right there. It must be fail-proof. Our systems must be fail-proof wherever you organize something. These are all training that Master gave us to look into detail. They used to say, God is in the detail. If you are a spiritual person, doesn't mean that you will be always in meditation and forget to notice the small things, small detail. Perfection in everything. That means you love your work. You love the task that is given to you. As Master did, he loved his work. Out of love, he did, and therefore it energized. He was 87 years old, sitting so sick, cancer attacking him all over the body. And we used to tell him, Master, go and rest, don't give sittings. Don't put, keep on signing 50, 60 preceptor certificates. And then his reply was, work is the only rationale for living. only rationale, that is justification for living. Otherwise I can go. See how he looked at life, his responsibilities, philosophy of work, all because of his abundant love. Love alone can create this kind of a discipline, self-discipline. People telling us to do this, you have to get up at 4:45 and do your meditation at 4:50 and then do your exercise, do your shramdhan, do your this, do your that. It's okay for an institution, but we have to internalize the discipline. This is a training ground. When we go out of the portals of the training institution, are you going to sustain that discipline, that inner condition that was given to you, that deeper understanding of Master, his work, his love, his life as an example for us? Are we going to contemplate that? Meditate on that. Meditation is nothing but continuously thinking of something. Meditate on his life, his example. Then only it can come into us. Then only the energy will come. Yes, I can also slowly extend the area of my work, the quality of my work, my commitment, without dividing worldly life and spiritual life, without dividing the mission and the mundane life. Everywhere the quality of my life should improve as demonstrated by my Master. In DTK, he developed that kind of a capacity that in the first 2.5 hours every day in the office, he used to finish up all his work, official work, and the rest of the day he did missions work. He also got his promotions, everything, good salary, Master looked after him. They couldn't throw him out because he was accompanying Master for 3 months abroad. They couldn't throw him out. That idea did not enter into their heads that this man is devoting 75% of his time to his Master and his mission, and he is not useful to us. But he was useful to them. Work was being done. Business was growing. Who was doing that? Babaji. Because he was responsible for his disciples. Who was working for him? So this is the relationship. The Master protects. 1988, we had a Basant celebration in Shahjahan. It was a very adverse kind of situation. Nobody was helpful. 86 we went to Shahjahanpur. They didn't allow Master to conduct satsang in the meditation hall. He had to sit in a small room, pokey room, and conduct meditation. Very humiliating situation. I was a new abhyasi. I was very angry with Master. I asked him, you are the president of the mission, why do you allow this? He said, my Master does not want any confrontation. Finished. Very cool answer. But in that he had to accept all the humiliations for his Master's sake, for the safety of his abhyasis. 1 year later, 2 years later, 1988, he came to Delhi and said, I am thinking of holding the Basant again in Shahjahanpur. I was again a little upset. If they are going to treat you like that, I will not come. Then Master again coolly said, in that case, you will have to go and make the arrangements. I went to Shahjahanpur, 15 days ahead, 10 days ahead, I think. I was in Delhi, working in Delhi. So, frequent trips to Shahjahanpur. 5 of us were deputed by Master to go and make the preparation. into the ashram, and then they realized that, our intention was to prepare the place for the Bandara. Immediately, Babaji's eldest son, who was very virulently against our master, was informed, and he told these people, throw out their luggage and take them outside the gate. So they threw our luggage outside. We refused to move out. I told the other 4 ABSs, please hold on here. I will go to the superintendent of police, and I went to his house and talked to him. He summoned Prakash Saxena, and he warned him, don't do all this battamisi, don't throw out people's baggage. They will also conduct the celebration. You can also conduct the celebration. So we came back, and then we started making the preparations. At that time, I noticed one thing about our abhyasis. People used to swear their love and loyalty to Master from nearby centers. They would not dare to enter into the ashram. They came even after my entry. They came, saw one constable posted outside at the gate. He had been posted by the SP because of my request to protect us. They saw the lone constable and went away. They were so scared. And we have very many senior abhyasis from other towns and down south and Gujarat and Maharashtra. They used to ring me up, brother, how is the situation? Can we come? I was sitting in Shahjahanpur. They are asking me, can we come? So these are the times when our real so-called love for Master, commitment to Master is tested. We should be worthy of test. See, I told Master when we were walking in Chennai from Gayatri to T Nagar for satsang in the evening. I told him, Master, it looks like if there is a persecution of Sahaj Marg, very few abhyasis will stay with you. And Master very coolly replied, yes, only 15% will stay. So it's very easy to express our love to Master, commitment to Master, obedience to Master, etc. But when the test comes, how many will stand up to the test? Luckily for us, we are not being persecuted like the early Christians. They went, somebody said something.
Nothing. Only on the same.
They went cheerfully to their deaths, praising Jesus' name as they were burnt, as they were thrown to the lions, as they were crucified in the fashion of Jesus Christ. Cheerfully they went to their deaths. And therefore they are the first saints of the church. So, in spirituality there is no free lunch. Charity used to say, there is no free lunch. It expects the ultimate price. Everything. In fact, he told me once or twice at the beginning, it is like a game, gambling, see, yes, where you stake everything. Your body, mind, soul, everything you have to place before it and win them back all. If you hold back anything, you lose the game. If you think that Master is responsible only for your spiritual life, your spiritual evolution, you are wrong. You have to give him your entire life. Material, mental, intellectual, spiritual, everything has to be handed over to him. Then he gives us back whatever we need in this life. So that signifies our love and commitment to Master. And that love and commitment bring about discipline on our side to obey him, to accept life as it comes through his hands. I was settling down in Bangalore once after my, various postings in the state in Karnataka. We came back, settled down, new school, new uniform, new books for the children. And then suddenly one offer came from Delhi to Indian Oil Corporation. I went to Gayatri. I was willing to go because I wanted a change always. But I had a little doubt, so I went to Master and asked him in Gayatri, this offer has come. Should I accept, Master? He said, accept what comes. That's all. And he went into his room. No more discussion. Accept what comes. This is his teaching. In life, accept what comes. Once he was talking to me in Manapakam in his office, he said, this is what people have to learn. If they accept everything that comes without any murmur, without any question, without any doubt, without projecting their expectations, they will be liberated because all their samskaras will be exhausted in this life. If they accept. Then the question came in my mind, does this apply to non-abhyasis also? Master immediately said, yes. You could read our minds, you see. He said, yes, it applies to everyone. But it's not possible for everyone because people are not tuned to that. That kind of acceptance. Only some exceptional saints who accepted sufferings, whatever life brought them, they accepted. But 99% of the people could not see the logic behind it. That we are exhausting our samskaras when we are up against problems, sicknesses, unhappiness, disappointments, betrayals. All these things are essential to get rid of the samskaras we have accumulated. The Master in his wisdom, he allows only such experiences which will elevate us spiritually. So his compensation was always in spirituality, not in material terms, giving us bonus every year, giving us a promotion every year, doubling our profits in our business every year. No, this Master will not give. Sometimes he might give if it is necessary. Otherwise he will deny our expectations and desires because they are not good for us. But we have to accept. This is his will. And my will should go with his will. When there is a divergence between my will and his will, there is unhappiness, unsettledness, lack of peace in my mind. So when the beloved gives out of his love, whatever, don't look at it very closely. Why does he give this to me? There was a famous saint in Christianity in the Catholic Church, Sister Teresa of Avila, a French nun. She was a mystic. She developed so much of love for Jesus. She treated Jesus as a living being. It is written that Jesus used to appear to her. There used to be conversations. They have all been written down, these conversations. In one of the conversations, Jesus tells her, to those people I love, I give a lot of pain and miseries. To those whom I love, I give a lot of pain and miseries. Then Teresa replies to Jesus, yes, I know, I am getting a lot of your love. Babaji Maharaj in his conversation with Charity also said the same thing, I can give you only pain. All my pains I will hand over to you. You will have to carry them. So, love gives pain. Love gives sufferings. Love creates craving in us for him. That is also a painful thing. cannot pass the test. Only one passes the test and he is made the master. The rest of us will have to plod on. Try again. That is our lot. But then he is with us. He helps us. Like a child that keeps on falling, the mother will keep on raising the child, dusting the child. So love is like that, It is always helpful, supportive, not discouraging us, encouraging us to keep on moving. See? In that process, we grow. We develop our capabilities, competencies, right attitude towards our work, right attitude towards our relationships. So love is always, promoting growth. This is the master's role. Once in Banshakari ashram, those years, 1980s, I was asked to speak. Master used to ask me to speak on all occasions. And I mentioned in that talk that according to my experience, love is nothing but removal of the obstacles in our path and providing inputs for our growth. And this is exactly what Master is doing. This is how I see it. And Master in his talk, he congratulated me on this thought, that love is nothing but removing obstacles in our path and providing the inputs for our growth. How does he remove the obstacles? He removes our samskaras. What is the input for growth? He transmits himself, his love into us all the time. So this is the double service he is doing through the pranahuti, which is not available anywhere else. Cleaning and transmission. And transmission is nothing but transmitting divine love into our hearts. You cannot transmit anything else. Only love. I have not talked much about discipline because discipline is not to be treated as a separate aspect. As I said in the beginning, Master's infinite love resulted in his infinite discipline, self-discipline. About his routine, about his time management, about his orderliness, about the volume of work that he could take on himself, the amount of knowledge that he could gather, the number of books that he could read and talk to us about, the number of movies that he could view and comment upon, the number of people he could attend to in a day, number of sittings that he could give in a day again, number of training courses, bandaras and functions, number of travels to centers in India, number of new constructions of ashrams, meditation halls in India and abroad. So in about 30 years, a sea change came over the mission. All because of one man's work. Of course, he could inspire a number of workers, volunteers, functionaries to get the job done, but he was the primal force behind all these things. He used to say, when I remarked about the volunteers in Tirupur, very busy preparing the ashram for the Bandara. This was about 5-6 years back. I remarked on that, when they get into that work mode, you see a great deal of enthusiasm among the volunteers. You see, they forget about themselves. They are completely focused on their work. When I mentioned this, Master said, I give them the energy. He gives the energy. So if we truly have gratitude for him, we feel like doing something for him. That is also an expression of love for master. Do something for master, not in return, but as master used to say, one preceptor in Odisha in those days, 1980s, was alone doing work there, creating small centers, and master was very happy about it. One day he said, I'm happy about these people who are working like squirrels in Ramayana for Lord Rama. Little bit, whatever they can do. That's what he wants. And he often used to quote Lord Krishna saying that you can offer me a leaf, a flower, a drop of water. Master used to say this with feeling. See. That is what Master wants. Master doesn't want any gift, doesn't want any presents. But if somebody gives something, it is like a child giving a chocolate to the father out of the money given by the father. So that is how we can do something for Master. Out of what he has given us, we can give a little bit to him. And when he sees that heart opening like that, that I feel like giving something to him, it may be a glass of water, it may be a peppermint, it may be a chocolate, it may be some, when he is in Kolkata, it could be Mishti Doi. He is very happy. He doesn't want gold or silver. He wants the heart. Once he had just arrived in Delhi, 1986, he had gone to Europe and come back. And I happened to be there on official work. Sometimes, how it ties up in a very natural way. Salakshi will know, she is in government. Sometimes it ties up in such a nice way. I had gone there for official work, pre-planned and all that. And then I heard, when I reached there, I heard Master was arriving from Europe. So I could meet him in Brother Kapoor's house. I was going to Kapoor's house, the thought came, I must buy some fruits or sweets or something like that. Then, the thought came that Master really does not need fruits or sweets. I should be able to give my heart to him. That was a passing thought, and I hastened to Kapoor's house in Safdarjung enclave. When I went there, Master was very happy to receive me. He asked me to sit next to him. He opened a suitcase, brought out different kinds of chocolates, and went on giving pieces, not only to me, to others also. But his attention was more on me that day. I guess it was because of this thought that I must give my heart to him. See? And as usual, I made a flippant remark. Today, Master is in a great mood to give, I said. Then Master's reply was a serious reply. When was not Master in a mood to give? That is his abundant love. He is always giving to us, he is taking care of us. But we do not know. We acknowledge only when it is the form of a chocolate, in the form of a promotion, the form of a desired thing. But in how many ways Master protects us, we do not know. And these are the unknown miracles of Sahaj. Master used to say that. How many times you have been saved from death? How many times you have been saved from serious injury? How many times you have been protected from your adversaries, enemies, attackers? When I was transferred suddenly from Karnataka, when I was DG of police, because I was inflexible in matters of discipline, I didn't want my officers to go and bring political pressure for their postings. And the political pressure kept on coming. Chief Minister was disappointed. And they pressurized me so much, but I still held fast. Then they decided to get rid of me. They found a job for me in the Railway Protection Force, Delhi. That was the situation. And I was quite depressed. Newspapers started writing that This DGP has been rewarded for his arrogance. Maybe partly true, but not fully true. I was quite depressed. And then one day at lunchtime I came home, and as I got down from my car, the thought flashed in my mind, let the master fight my battles. I won't be able to do anything. You believe it or not, from that time the things changed. Newspapers started writing very favorable articles criticizing the government, condemning the government. Respected newspapers like the Hindu, Indian Express, Deccan Herald here, they all wrote editorials criticizing the government. And within 2 days the situation changed and I was a hero here. That is Master. He protects us. And I rang him up. I told him, briefed him about all these political personalities, Devegowda and his sons and Rajesh Patel, the Chief Minister, all of them engineering this transfer. Yes, I have been following all this in the newspapers. You go to Delhi, it will be good for you, he said. I thought he will sympathize with me. No, he said, it will be good for you. I went to Delhi. And eventually I found that Delhi posting was good for me. And then after 1.5 years, he himself said, when can you apply for your retirement? I want you here in the mission. So then I went back to Delhi and applied for retirement. For 2.5 years before my time, I came off with all dignity and self-respect intact. I didn't have to relax my rules, relax my sense of discipline, professionalism, etc. All because I had my master's support within. He gives us the courage, he gives us the boldness to act, to speak to the powers that be the truth. Master's teaching to us is that speak what you mean and mean what you speak. We are afraid to do this most of the time. Therefore, third Marg is not made a splash on humanity. If there has to be a splash on humanity, it's not so much of our open houses and heartfulness programs. It will be much more through our example. We should be living examples in this society, in this community, in this country, in this planet, for moral courage, for ethical courage. My master used to preach like that, talk like that, behave like that. To anyone who came, he spoke the truth. He did not hesitate to criticize them. But the followers throughout history have been always fear-ridden. They want their own security. They don't want to expose themselves to criticism. The man who stands up for master will have a different experience. The master will stand up for him. You know why master stood up for me and protected me? I could have been suspended for insubordination. They could have set the CBI against me. How did I escape all these things? Master, why did he protect me? Because I practiced his teachings in my professional life. When the Chief Minister once hinted that he had made me he had extended a favor to me by making me the DGP in a small meeting in his office, I told him very frankly, it's not you who made me the DGP, it is he, I said. For me, he was my master. I didn't want to expose my master's name there. I said, it is he. When you stand up for him, he will stand up for you. Therefore it is said, conceal yourself, hide yourself and expose your master wherever you are. There are abhyasis who will laugh when somebody makes critical, insulting remarks about the master. Even some abhyasis do that. Other abhyasis will be laughing or smiling. Stand up for him always. Tell the people who insult the master, don't do this. You are insulting yourself in the process. No point in talking about respect towards master and all that. There is no need for a seminar. You must practice it in your own life, in your own society, in your own center, in your own ashrams. Treat him with reverence. He is not to be referred to lightly, flippantly. Ah, master is doing it, etc. I have seen people saying this, like outsiders. Critical, cynical. We should never allow that. We should leave that company. If you don't want to get into a verbal duel, leave that company. You should not be a party to that. So when he gives us love all the time, when he displays all the discipline, self-discipline, you should also be self-disciplined. What is self-discipline? To be convinced that this is necessary for my inner growth. Not because it has been laid down by a superior authority. Test it, find out whether it is good for you, helping you in your evolution. Then internalize it. Just as we have internalized so many disciplines, morning tea, breakfast, lunch, evening tea, dinner, this is also a discipline. When the bell rings, immediately we go there. We take whatever we need. So if you neglect that, you will die. That is also a discipline. Morning bath is a discipline. Waking up, sitting for meditation is also a discipline. Everything is a discipline. And when will we adopt it and internalize? When we know it is good for us. That it is benefiting our growth, our health, our preservation. That it gives us the strength and the energy to work. And at the spiritual level, the inspiration to heighten the quality of our work, the quality of our relationships, the quality of our thinking, the quality of our spiritual condition inside, our connection with the ultimate through the master. So that is real discipline which is adopted by us, internalized by us, and that master refers to as self-discipline. He came to I invited him to the police academy in Hyderabad to give a memorial lecture, Sardar Patel memorial lecture. And he took up the subject, discipline and harmony in society. And he again made a revelation to us. He reverted to Lalaji Maharaj's teachings, and he said, real discipline is the exercise of your conscience. Bringing your conscience into play, your heart into play, the heart, the conscience, the master, the guru, God, self with the big S, capital S, they are all one. So bring that into play. Let the heart say, is this good? Should I do this? If the heart says yes, do it. If the heart says no, don't do it. Yesterday also this question came up sometimes. The mind says something, the heart says something. Once I received master in Delhi airport. Tell me when I have to stop. Somebody to ring the bell. Who is that?
Sir, we are in no mood to conclude.
I was in Delhi airport. You are trying to say something. What is that? At the back.
You wanted to repeat that
Last
Lawrence quote.
Okay.
different names of God.
Yeah, it is all in the books. It is in the video also. Now, I am giving you an instance. When I went to the airport in Delhi to receive Master, he arrived with a colleague, a police officer, senior man, IPS officer. Same flight, they came together. And as soon as Master came to the receiving area, he looked at me and said, "You know him, I wanted to give him a copy of your booklet, that is basics booklet, which had been printed only at that time, 1989 or so. Have you brought a copy?" I said, "Master, no, I don't have a copy." Then he was rather disappointed. Later on I told Master, "Master, before I left for the airport, I saw a copy of this on my bed. I wanted to take it with me. But then I felt probably it was my ego suggesting that I should show it off. So I changed my mind." Then Master said, "The first thought that comes from the heart. The second thought comes from the mind." So we have to watch from where the thought comes and from where the mind is coming and objecting to that. We have to analyze and introspect. And in crucial matters, Master has advised, you should wait for the solution to come up by itself. Do not think about it too much. Do not meditate on that. But in meditation, you will find the solution coming up by itself. So this is the way to find an answer to our more important queries, see, about worldly life, spiritual life, whatever. Let the answer come from within. Do not force it. Do not meditate on the problem. This is what Master used to say. So I think more or less we have covered every aspect of this discipline. The last part of the discipline that comes from the heart, the conscience. So refer to it. If the conscience says no, even if your boss says something, you must say, "Sorry, my heart will not permit doing this." However powerful he is, you must have the courage in your heart to say, "No, this goes against my conscience. I cannot do this." You may do it yourself. You may find somebody else to do it, but I feel this is wrong. So that is the difference between an abhyasi and a non-abhyasi. An abhyasi should be able to stand up for certain values. Values as guided by the conscience, the heart, the master within. So if you are uncomfortable doing anything, don't do it. Or consult master, consult someone, or wait for the answer to come by itself. It will truly come. He referred to the police department, the army, navy, etc., where the discipline is enforced from above, on pain of punishment, displeasure, disfavor, denial of promotions, opportunities, things like that. So out of fear we obey. But in spirituality you obey master out of love. So that is the basic difference in our mundane life and spiritual life. Here everything is love. And then that love brings about discipline, acceptance, obedience, faith, surrender, all these qualities we talk about at length. All these things originate from love. And the source of all love is Master. Thank you. If there is any question, I can take up on what I have said.
Sir,
Please use the mic. Here is a mic.
said that even a progress in spiritual life, we should not beg to the master. It's
Progress in spiritual life,
we should not beg from the master.
we should not beg. See, Master in one of the videos he says, Babuji asked me, why did you come here? And I told him that as you have written in your book, I never thought that all that the Master has will not be mine. It's again a total assurance. All that the Master has should be mine. Purnamada, Purnamida, Purnamada, etc. Purnam everywhere. And if he is Purnam, he can give that Purnam to any number of people. So it's not only for Babuji and Chariji. We should all think that what my Master has, I should not think that what my Master has will not be mine. That means what my Master has will certainly be mine. So don't worry about it, don't demand. He will give whenever it is necessary, whenever it is appropriate. We have to be patient. But in the meantime, we have to do those things which he has asked us to do. Practice the spiritual system, practice the values. The 10 maxims contain all the values for both spiritual life and material life. It's not only spiritual maxims, it combines the two, integrates the two halves. It becomes a lifestyle for us. So if we practice in their entirety, he will give us what we need. We should trust him. We are his children. So no need to ask him, where am I, where am I?
Good afternoon, sir. Will you please come like what is the essence of the master?
Hold the mic like this.
Will you please throw light on what is the essence of the master?
What is the essence of
The master.
the master?
I would say we have been, I have heard so many times you have to meditate on the essence of the master or something like that.
See, we don't have any ready-made answers to this kind of questions. It should be our effort to feel and experience the essence of master. Master has described his master as the essence of love. See, my master, the essence of love. See? So love is the essence of master. This we have been talking again and again. We must try to understand what this love is. And that also we are trying to examine. The boundaries of this love, or the boundlessness of this love. Eleven is the tea break. 11. We have a few minutes.
Sir, one thing I will share all of you. When you accept the changes in your life in wholehearted way, you will be always happy. I personally believe in that. Always God is there, either you abhyasi or non-abhyasi. So before 3 years I am non-abhyasi. I joined the mission in 2012 and I have transferred 18 times in my life of my 25 years of service. Because of I having so courageous of like you are telling that in front of officers, I told earlier when I am not abhyasi, in earlier my life, clearly. So he will transfer me in 18 times. I have transferred in 25 years of my service in Government of India and even no suffered. I am quite happy. I am quite happy till now. So I thought that when you changes your life, changing in your life.
We are taking questions now. This is a shared in a certain manner. Sorry.
Okay.
We have to interrupt.
Okay, sorry.
Time for.
Sir, this I'm asking on behalf of everybody. Probably everybody will have
Little
this.
closer.
Everybody will have this doubt. You had the luxury of having the physical presence of Master throughout your, life, throughout his life, probably. You could refer your doubts, you could refer your experiences to him directly and get clarification. Now, the whole setup has changed. Certain things we have been asked to refer to the receptor and then to the zonal in charge, and then, Swadhyaya, whatever, our own self-experience and these things. So what would be the appropriate time or appropriate case when we can refer the matter to the next level, or we can
Appropriate.
time or this thing when we can refer our doubts, or like yesterday there was a whisper when they were reading in that Babaji is mentioning about the masters of the previous, they had worries, but they did not have the problem of openness that the present day masters are facing. So it can have a lot of interpretations. So we can discuss it with other abhyasis and probably with zonal in charge. So if I still have some doubt, then it can be escalated to master for his personal clarification. Or is it appropriate to do it? Or should we allow it to get clarified during the course of our practice?
See, nobody should fear to write to Master. There might be a few million abhyasis he is dealing with. That time will come. But we should not shrink back from claiming ownership over the Master. My Master is mine. Only three things you can have. You can claim to be your own. Your Master, your method, and your mission. So this block you are creating is your creation. You have to uncreate that and ask your heart, shall I write this to Master? Or shall I go and meet him and talk to him? Or shall I find the answer within my heart? You have to consult your heart. Very often people don't have the courage to go near Master. That is one way of isolating ourselves from Master. Where there is a need, I must go to my Master. It's very difficult for me to meet Kamlesh these days. But yet, if there is an important matter I have to consult or solve, I tell his assistants, I need an appointment. Please let me know when I can come. So I don't want to go and wait and be a weight on his mind. See? So I would rather get an appointment, go and he is prepared. He also senses what I want to talk, and it becomes very easy. The job is done in 3 minutes. So you have to feel that yes, it is possible to meet my Master and discuss this. Or you write to him an email, or you find it within your own self. Because ultimately what Sahaj Marg teaches is, Master is in your own heart. So if you can consult him, there is a medium sitting in France who had never met Chariji. But the connection was there. Only now, Kamleshji went and met her twice. So people can be away physically, but heartfully they can be with the Master. That is the ultimate love. To be connected with him in the heart. The ultimate. So Radha need not be always with Krishna physically. But the love will flourish and thrive. Why Chariji put up these statues and paintings of Radha and Krishna everywhere? I also used to wonder, why is he doing this? It is supposed to be part and parcel of the Hindu mythology. What about the Muslims and Buddhists and the Christians who come into Sahaj Marg? What will they say? This was the question in my heart. But as I thought more and more about this, I felt it is not the Hindu pantheon that Sahaj Marg is following. Krishna was not a Hindu. Radha was not a Hindu. We don't know what they were. He was an avatar. So what kind of love that avatar had for this beloved Radha? The Gopikas used to be always around, running after Krishna as we read. And Chariji said, when Krishna left Vrindavan or Mathura for Dwarka, he told the people assembled, these are all gopikas, they come to see me. Look at the Radha standing there, I go to see her. So all of us must create a situation here that Master comes to see us and we don't go to see him. Attract his attention, his love, by creating love here. The kind of love Radha must have had. We don't know, we can't even think about it. So it is a divine love. The soul and the Paramatma, the Jivatma and the Paramatma. That is the ultimate eternal romance that is going on. So that picture typifies that romance, divine love. So one is in search of the other. One is thinking of the other. Even as he plays that cosmic flute, his head is tilted towards Radha. See? He is partial to that kind of love. So let us have that love. Not the Gopika's love, but Radha's love. Yes, we have exceeded the time. Thank you.